When I tell you a time was had tonight, a time was had tonight. So many things happened. I don't even know how to open this video, so I'm just gonna get into it. Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another video. Love Island USA Season 2, Episode 24, baby. A time was had tonight. A time was had tonight. Everybody is all in their feelings. The whole villa is literally wrapped up in their feelings, and we got a lot of things to get into. But before we do, if this is your first time here, sit back, relax, watch the video through. And if you like what you see and you like what you hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, you keep coming back, you like it here, I want you here, so go ahead and subscribe. Subscribe, okay? If you're one of my lovely members or subscribers, hey y'all, how y'all doing? Thank you guys for showing up for me for my reviews. I just need y'all to go ahead and like the video. If you like the video, just like the video. Come on, press the button, do it now. All that's out the way, let's get into it. Okay, so, of course we know that we just got through with the elimination. So Alandria goes to talk to Sierra and Chelley, and Shelly's like, dang, you didn't have a heads up or nothing? And Alandria's like, no, nothing. It just sucks. So Sierra's like, you poured all your effort into him up until this point, so you don't have to do that anymore. She said that she's shocked because they were the strongest couple in the house. And I'm just trying to see what they were seeing. They had to be seeing something that we wasn't seeing to make all of this make sense as to why Landria is like head over heels for him and why the house think that they was the strongest couple. Something we gotta be missing. But nonetheless, she's like, yeah, and that changed in 4 days. Orlandria was like, well, I mean, he did spend 5 minutes with you and then stand up for you. I said, ooh. And oops, because that's exactly what happened. This is what I mean by this man been showing on Landria that he didn't want her from the very beginning. But let's move on, because we had a lot of things to get into. So Chelley said that F that man. Okay, you don't need him. Move around, girl, move around. Now, Orlandria doesn't know what she wants to do, who she wants to explore, because she wasted so much time on that man. Yes, that man. See, girl, they gave you Jalen. And Ace coached Taylor on how to trick you out your spot. Now look at you. Look at you, girl. Look at you. But hopefully, we got some hope for you. So now she got to tell the girls what was happening in Casa, right? So she tells them that, you know, when she got eliminated, her and Nick went on a date, and then they kind of explored their connection, and they kissed. Shelly's face said, bitch, what? Y'all, Olindria said, safe to say, there's nothing there. After we kissed, you know, we both felt guilty, and, you know, it's nothing there. Sierra's like, yeah, well, I'm just happy that it was you, because I'd rather it had just been you and that y'all actually got to explore that connection. For real? I feel like Sierra took that way better than I would have, because, like, if y'all felt the need to explore, that means that there was something there, correct? Absolutely. The same way we thought it was something there is the same way Sierra should be thinking it was something there. But nonetheless, they said it's not, and they're going to move on. She's just happy that it was with Orlandria because it was a lower chance of her getting her being stolen. Now, Taylor goes to talk to Clark, and he's like, I don't ever want 2 girls after me ever again. Oh, he just sounds like the man, doesn't he? He's like, my ass was in my throat. He's just glad that he didn't play it safe and he followed his heart. And she's like, and the way you handled that was just so attractive. Listen, Taylor, we don't have a problem with you picking Clark. That was never the issue. The issue was that you knew that you wasn't feeling Orlandria like that, and you led that girl on all the way up until you found somebody better, instead of just being honest with her. That was the issue, because she didn't have nobody either. But you let Jalen come in there and you let him get eliminated and then kick that girl to the curb. That's the problem. Y'all could at least kept him, so she could at least kept exploring, because you knew you didn't want her, and as soon as somebody else came in the house better, you was going to want them. But you know what? Let's move on. Now, Ace and Chelley are kissing because they're just so happy to be back together. And Ace is like, well, tell me about your mans over there. What's going on with him? She said, listen, y'all are very, very similar. And he was like, ain't nobody like me. She's like, listen, everything we talked about kind of reminded me of like you. So it kind of made me feel like I wasn't really missing anything. And she was like, you know what? You are right. There is nobody like you. And I'm like, oh, isn't this cute? Okay, Chelley and Ace always gives me the feels. I can't help it. But she tells him that she still wants to explore Chris. And I said, I know that's right, girl. Don't let that man come in here and you not finish exploring. And that's when I knew that something had to be off. Because if you wasn't missing nothing, why you still checking for him? Huh, Chelley? Why you still checking for him, sis? If you wasn't missing nothing, why you still checking for him? Okay, now it said, is he prepared for war? Oh, if you gonna fight, baby, you gotta fight to the death. You gotta fight to the death. Point blank, period. I like the fact that Chelley's still exploring because that's the same thing A said to her, right? We gotta explore, we gotta explore, we gotta explore. Now it's backfiring on your ass, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. So now Zach K and Amaya are talking, and he's happy he picked her, and she's happy she picked him, and they just happy, okay? They talk a little bit more. He has 3 cats. She's like, I love cats. I love cats too, y'all. I'm a sucker for cats. I love cats. I really, 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 really do. Okay. He said he lost the cat, and I'm like, I remember that time I lost my cat. I was putting up signs, walking down the street, asking everybody had they seen my mitty kitty. Child. And then I end up finding my cat. I guess he never got his cat back. But nonetheless, Amaya's just happy that Austin got him somebody a little bit more her speed, and she got her someone that actually enjoys her company. I'm not 100% sold on Zach, but I'll take it because he's keeping my girl Amaya in the villa. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. She's still in the mother effing house. She's still in the mother effing house, okay? Now, Sierra and Nick are talking, and they're on the dock, okay? She's like, what happened, yo? Like, usually the girls be all over you. How you end up getting eliminated? And he was like, well, I did have this thing with, like, Jaden, but basically, she kind of just went with Austin. So then he tells her that him and Elandria did go on a date, and he wanted to see if there was anything romantic there, okay? And that they did kiss, but it was nothing there. And she's like, okay, I get it. I'm just happy that, the test was with Elandria because we know you love a test. And I'm just saying here like, Sierra not questioning enough for me because, girl, you done had sex with that man and then you just found out that he kissed Elandria. But I think it's because she doesn't see Elandria as a threat, especially because now that they both telling her it was nothing there, she seems to be letting it go. So he asked her how did she know that Eli wasn't the one for her. And she said, listen, we got along very, very well. Very well. He even made me cute little pancakes in a, shape of a C. But the sparks just wasn't there. Like, she didn't want to be touchy-feely with him and stuff like that. And she didn't want to jump his bones or nothing like that. And Nick's like, oh, so you wanted to jump my bones? And she's like, I wanted to jump every last one of your bones. I said, child. Nick and Sierra know if they ain't gonna do nothing else, they gonna jump some bones, okay? Now he's like, he's done with the testing. He's done with testing. And now she's thinking about what their life would be outside of the villa. Let me tell y'all something. Nick is starting to think about closing off because he knows if he doesn't, don't nobody else in that house want him. Don't nobody else in that house want Nick. So at this point, now he's thinking about, maybe closing off. And then they seal their little relationship with another kiss or whatever. But Nick does not look happy. The face on that man just was like, I guess if I gotta be with you, I gotta be with you. Because like it didn't give, oh my God, I'm just so excited to have my girl back. It gave none of that, not even an ounce of it, okay? Now Iris and TJ are just so happy that they are back together. They finally get to really explore their connection because they really didn't get a chance to, you know what I'm saying? And she tells him that Zach C was cool, but she couldn't stop thinking about him. And he said that once he talked to Vanna, he realized that he ain't want to be with her. He just used her to get through Casa so that he could come back to Iris. They kiss and they getting ready to go to bed. They excited that they get the cuddle. Moving on. Now, Andrina and Brian are talking, and she tells him, like, listen, I like you good or whatever, but I still want to explore other guys. Point blank, period. I didn't really get a chance to talk to nobody for real, so I need to go ahead and explore. Then she lets us know that she has a crush on Pepe. Listen, y'all sleeping on Pepe. I need y'all to wake up to what Pepe got going on. Y'all sleeping on that man. He fine. He's fine, okay? I was like, oh, Pepe, okay, I'm married. Let me move on. Okay. I will say that I am enjoying seeing a little bit more of Andrina in the mix. I am enjoying seeing her personality start to show. And I like that she's not like settling in on one person. She's ready to explore. Love that for her, girl. Love that. So now Huda and Chris are talking. He's telling her, look, I didn't want to see my guys leave, but I'm just so happy that I'm here and I'm here with you, okay? He tells Huda that he wants to get to know her a little bit more, even though he still wants to explore Chelley. Like, don't get it twisted. I like you. You cool. I use you to get into this villa the same way you use me to stay into this villa, but I still want to talk to Chelley. Huda said, I'm fine with that. I'm such a cool girl. I'm such a cool girl. You're such a cool girl until there's a man involved. And then your coolness somehow just slips away from you, Huda. That's what happens, okay? So then she brought up, how her and her daughter's father, how they co-parent when they talked about like if they were to both move to different states and stuff like that. And he's like, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. It doesn't bother me at all that you're a mom. Okay, brownie points for you, Chris. One, like, okay. Like, that's how big of a deal Huda made this, that, like, we got to announce, like, it doesn't bother me at all. That man knew she had a daughter. And if he coupled up with her, then, of course, it couldn't have bothered him, right? Right. But she lets him know that she wants more kids. He say he want kids. The conversation goes on, and we're moving on. Okay. So now Austin and Jaden are talking, and Austin talking like he had more choices. Talking about, I tried my best to reassure you. Sir, who else was you gonna pick? Because wasn't nobody else gonna pick you? And who else was she gonna pick? Nobody. What do you mean you tried your best to reassure her? Y'all only had each other at this point. I mean, I guess they kind of cute or whatever. They sit in there, they do a cute little handshake, they share an awkward kiss, they go into the photo booth and take some pictures. Good for them. Happy for Austin and Jaden. When we getting them out of here though? That's the real question. When we getting them out of here? Child, I'm so petty. So petty. Every chance I get to say when we getting Austin out of here, I can't pass up the opportunity. I can't pass it up, okay? Now, everyone is getting ready for bed, and I'm wondering where the hell is all these people going to sleep? Because it's 20 people in this damn villa. That is way too many people in the villa. We got to start eliminating some people. 20 people is crazy. Y'all got to understand, when I'm sitting here taking these notes and I'm going through conversations after conversation, and it's all like new people every time, I'm just sitting here like, when does it end? When does it end, child? It's too many people. It's time to start eliminating. When's elimination? Because this is a lot. Nonetheless, let's move on. Nick and Sierra cannot wait to get in that bed so they could go ahead and have sex, because that's exactly what they did. And I just feel like it's 20 people in this room and y'all still want to go have sex? Like, be effing for real. Why not sneak off into the bathroom? Like, y'all just doing way too much. Y'all need a little bit of self-respect, because right now y'all doing way too much. That's all I got to say, okay? So now it's the next morning, and Amaya is so happy, okay? Her energy is just like so vibrant, so much so that it's rubbing off on the girls. Everyone's just excited to be back in the villa. Love it. The girls are happy. The girls are very, very happy. Nick decides that he's going to make some pancakes in the shape of a C as well, because he got to, top the competition, since that's the only thing that seemed to be missing, according to Sierra. Now, I'm just thinking to myself, like, no, because Sierra and Elon had some really, really good conversations. So I don't know why she tries to make it seem like her and Elon didn't have more of an emotional connection than they had, because her connection with Nick is purely physical. Purely lust. She really had an emotional connection with Elon. I don't know why she doesn't want to accept it, or if she just want to continue to get her rocks off. But yeah, don't downplay it like you and Elon didn't have something. That man still wants you for a reason, girl. I'm just saying. Now, Taylor didn't even think about Olandria this morning. He didn't bring her no breakfast or nothing. Homegirl had to fend for herself. I was like, I hope she eat, because if these guys don't make you no breakfast, you just gonna starve. But we know my girl know how to cook her own breakfast, so I'm sure she figured it out. Now, Chelley's talking to Olandria. Oh, look, Olandria does have a bowl of food. Good for her. I'm so glad she's eating in the house, because if the men don't cook for you, however shall you eat? But anyway, Chelley's talking to Olandria and Sierra, and she doesn't know what she's going to do. She's just trying to figure out how the hell I'm going to navigate both of these guys in this villa at the same damn time, okay? And Sierra's like, I'm not closed off, so I'm still going to talk to Elon. Exactly, because you have an emotional connection with him. And you should still talk to him. Yeah, you should. Really should. And now Olandria is sitting there. She says she's just drained. And she's like, oh, she don't think that her and Taylor can ever be friends. They could be cordial, but not friends. She said she want to be childish. Like, she really want to crash out for real, but she not going to. And I know my girl not going to. Would I mind it if she did it? Nah, I wouldn't mind it at all. Because the way he played in her face, absolutely. Absolutely deserves some type of crash out, but my girl keeping it cute, so I ain't gonna be mad at her. I don't want her to turn into the angry black woman, because they'll be quick to stereotype her, so I'm glad she keeping it cute. So now Taylor's talking to Nick and Ace, and he said that since Olandria is still here, he kind of is still in a love triangle that he don't really want to be in. And Nick was like, so do you think that there could still be something between you and Orlandria? And he was like, I mean, maybe, but like after everything that just happened, she probably cool off to me right now. So like, yeah, I don't know. But overall, I made the best decision and I did what I had to do for me. Well, good for you. Good for effing you, Taylor. Good for you, because look at my girl. Look at my girl. You didn't want to hurt her? That's what you said? You didn't want to hurt her? I can't tell, because if you didn't want to hurt her, you would have been honest with her. You wouldn't have let her on. You would have gave her some type of heads up so my girl would not be as hurt as she was standing there in front of you, sitting there begging for you, basically telling you how much it's always been you and always been you. You know what? Let me not go on, because I'm ready to rip into your ass. And you know what? We moved past that right now. We that was last episode. We moving past it, okay? So now Nick is talking about how he feels secure after he done had some bomb sex with Sierra last night. He doesn't even think he needs to worry about Elon at all. Now Elon said that, listen, I don't care what's going on in this house. I'm going to apply pressure. Period. Go ahead, Elon. Get your girl. I ain't mad. I ain't mad at it at all. Now, Ace is sitting there thinking like he want to close things off, but he don't want to close things off because he don't want to make it seem like he's trying to close things off because Chris is in the villa. That would be the only reason why you would want to close things off at this point. If it's Chelley, if always been Chelley, it shouldn't matter who's in this house. If you want to close off, close off. Why are you not? Why are you not? If you want her as bad as you want her, tell her. Give her the option. But apparently you don't want to make it seem like you just doing it because he's in the house, when that is the reason why you would be doing it. Right? Right. Meanwhile, Chris is over there like, he's still going to pursue Chelley. He cool with Hood or whatever. But yeah, he's about to apply his pressure, and pressure busts pipes. Period. Baby, the boys are tussling up in this house, and I love that, because Ace and Nick and Taylor thought they had this ish in the bag. They thought they was going to be able to eliminate all their competition. They wasn't going to have to worry about nothing. Now look at them all sitting there shook. Taylor might not be as shook, but you know what? Don't worry, America got you. America got you. Now, I thought it was very funny that Nick, Taylor, and Ace decided that they wanted to call themselves the Three Stooges, because that fits them perfectly. And when they get out of the villa and they realize that that's what everybody's been calling them, but like as a joke, they will be very, very much surprised, right? So now Iris is talking to Sierra, and poor Iris had to hear Sierra having sex because she's in the bed next to her. And Sierra's making it sound like her and Nick had the most bomb-ass sex that they could ever have in the whole wide world. We went uptown, downtown, around, had breakfast, an entree, and we had mimosas. Like, girl, what? Oh, we can't talk about sex, but we can have it. Okay, I guess if that's what y'all say. So then she starts to bring up how, looking at Taylor being all affectionate with Clark is so messed up, like poor Orlandria. So then she's telling Iris about Orlandria and, Nick going out on a date, exploring their connection and kissing. Now, Iris is like, say what? Bring it back. They said, what? And she was like, yeah, they kissed. And she was like, and you don't feel away? Iris was like, hold up, nah, that something's off about that. And now Sierra's sitting here like, should I feel away? She's second guessing it, because she's like, well, we did have sex, and then he still wanted to explore. And not only did he want to explore, he wanted to explore with Orlandria. Like, they could have just not explored, right? Right. They could have not, but it's something there. As much as Nick and Orlandria wants to deny it, there's something there. Very much something, okay? Now, Iris is like, and you don't think it's weird that Orlandria kissed him knowing that you had sex with him? I said, well, damn, put things in perspective now. Put things in perspective, won't you? But here's my thing. Everybody is supposed to be exploring everybody. And if they would have done the process the way they were supposed to do it, Orlandria and Nick would have discovered if they had a romantic connection or not earlier, when they both kind of was feeling each other. But instead, everybody want to play these games and fake lock in. And now look at us. Everything's all messed up. Nobody knows where to go or what to do. And everybody's grasping for straws at this point. Y'all mess up y'all own game. Don't blame nobody but yourself. So now I'm guessing Sierra is like, dang, should I trust Orlandria? That's what I'm thinking she's thinking. But so far, she seems to be like, really cool really chill and like not letting none of that get to her. I think she needs to go ahead and explore with Elin a little bit more just to be sure. Now, Chelley and Chris are talking in Soul Ties because Soul Ties is crazy. And she said that she just has to be honest with herself and that's why she chose Ace. And Chris was like, that's cool, but I ain't going nowhere. Girl, what you talking about? I'm still in the motherfucking house, okay? I'm still in the villa. What you talking about? I ain't going nowhere. This just made me want to step it up and go harder. He likes her, y'all. He likes her a lot. Now, I don't know if he likes her for real, or if he likes her because he knows America likes her. Because remember, he is a Casa boy. So they got a little inside scoop. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Now, Ace is over there in a sauna with Taylor. And he's like, I chose her even though I had a connection with Coco. And this is just frustrating because like she still wants to explore. Well, didn't you have your chance to explore? Didn't you literally almost put her up for elimination to couple up with Amaya just to turn around and curse Amaya out right after? Like, Ace, please go away. Go away. Your plan is backfiring. You thought you had this ish in the bag and you didn't. And that's why production had to go ahead and do the things they did because you thought that you was running this and you wasn't. And now you got real competition, sir. So step up. So now he's like, he wants to prove a point. He wants to prove a point. He don't want to lose. He can't lose. So now is this about Chelley or is this about your pride? Is it because you really want to be with Chelley or you just want to prove that you could get a girl from a 6'7" fine ass huh? Let me know. Because it's looking like at this point it's a competition and it don't have nothing to do with Chelley for real. Meanwhile, Chris is over there in Soul Ties making remixes to My Chelley Amor, pretty little thing that I adore. Are those the lyrics? Something like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And you know what? I'm here for all of it. Sing the song, okay? And sing it in front of Ace when you finish it. Do we get a talent night? Because I would like to see it. I really would. Now, Andrina's talking to Orlandria, and she's like, I like Brian and all, but I'm trying to see what Pepe do. I'm trying to see what that's about. And they like, dang, he is fine, isn't he? Oh my God, he is fine. And I'm like, Orlandria, why you don't even want to try to go see what's going on with Pepe? Girl, I mean, he not open, but he open for real. Like, you should go see what's going on with him. He with a Casa girl. Like... Okay, move around, sis, move around. But I mean, Andrina going for him now, sis, so I don't know what to tell you because she said Pepe's the target. I said, oh, Jaden, she's taking your man. I don't know why that just cracked me. I swear I be cracking myself up sometimes, child. Let's keep going because we got a lot of conversations, okay? So now Chelley and Ace are talking, and he's wondering if she regretted her decision because she's talking to Chris. And she said, no, I don't regret it. Do you regret it? And he was like, no, I'll pick you 1,000,000 times over. And she tells him that there's something there with Chris, but it's not as strong as what they got going on. And she lets him know that she's wondering where she would fit in his life outside the villa. And he was like, if we was to be together potentially outside the villa, you would be a priority. I said, oh, now you could look Chelley in her eyes. Oh, now you could give her direct body-to-body contact. Okay, I see what you're doing here. I see what you're doing here, Ace. And I kind of like it, just a little bit. Now, Chelley said that this is her process. She is the prize. And she is taking this one day at a time. As you should. Make them men work. Make them work. They both say they want to step up. Ace talking about ready for war. Let them fight to the death, okay? Don't let it be easy, girl. Let the men prove to you that they want it. That's all I got to say. I'm here for all the ish, all of it. Now, Taylor and Clark are talking. He's just like, what's your dream house like? I said, well, damn. You want to move in with her or something? You want to buy her house or something? Like, damn. He is really different with Clark than he is with Orlandria. It's so obvious. Like, I'm happy that Taylor's happy, but they can't be happy in my villa. So now Chris goes to steal Ace from Chelley for a chat. I said, I know that's right. Chris was like, listen, let me tell you something. I don't want this to be awkward at all, okay? This is not a swinging contest, none of that. Like, it is what it is. I'm here to pursue her, and when she tells me that she don't want me to pursue her no more or that you and her got something stronger, I'll back off. I respect. Until then, yeah, I'm gunning for her. I'm going for her. And Ace like, nah, you're a cool dude. It's still cool. It's good or whatever. You know, ain't no problem. It's just a little competition, you know, whatever. I'm like, I like that. I I like that because Chris is a man about his business. He not about to sit up and, talk about it in the sauna with nobody. He gonna go directly to the source and let him know straight up. It's all fair in love and war. It's all fair. Okay? I'm gonna be respectful once she tells me to back down. Until then, it's on. Love it. Why is Chris becoming my favorite? Why is Chris becoming my favorite out of nowhere? Okay, so then we get a text. It is time for the heart rate challenge. I said, oh, this is going to be fun, but it's 20 of them. So how are we going to do this? Oh, it's a couple thing. Child, that means 10 couples. Well, really 9 because, Landria and Elon not really a couple, but they got a couple up. 10 couples. That is a lot of people for a heart rate challenge, y'all. But let's go ahead and get into it. So, Amaya tells them all, embrace your inner slutty selves, but in a classy way. I said, I know that's right. Do just enough, but not too much. Just not too much, Huda. Not too much. So now I'm just going to run through some of the things that stood out to me. TJ with the pulling away from the kisses. Okay, TJ, I see you. Zach pulling out his drill. I said... Not the props, baby. He pulled out the props. Amaya and her one-liners and then going to kiss Sierra. I said, come on, Amaya Papaya, do your thing, girl. I was proud of my girl because sometimes she be looking awkward. So this time, yeah. And the fact that her and Zach was in the confessional and he wasn't looking at her in disgust like Austin was. They looked like they was actually having fun or whatever. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Now listen, Andrina baby is stacked. I mean... stacked, and she couldn't wait to get to Pepe. She was on that man, okay, all over that man. And Pepe said, I enjoyed it a lot, especially around this area. Jaden came out in her little flips, doing splits and all types of stuff. And I'm sitting here like, why is everybody kissing Sierra? She kissed Sierra as well, child. Sierra must be a good ass kiss because everybody wanted to kiss her. Everybody. Now, Austin was shaking his little booty because y'all know Austin gonna give you a quick little twerk if he don't do nothing else, okay? And Chris could not wait to get his hands on Chelley. When Chelley went over to him, oh, baby, he was ready. He was so ready. But that's not the gag. The gag is that Chelley went back again to him twice. I said, did Ace see that? Did Ace see that Chelley went to Chris not one time, but 2 times? Oh, she wanted that man and she wanted him bad, baby. Real bad. So now Ace kissed Amaya. I said, wait a minute. Wait, what is happening? Is the sky blue still? He kissed Amaya? Interesting as hell. Amaya was like, oh, so where all the boundaries at now? I said, that's what I want to know. Where all the boundaries at now? Y'all was in so much shock. But you know what? Let bygones be bygones, right? Right. Now, Huda shaking that thing upside down on Chris. I was sitting here like, you're never going to beat the stripper allegations, girl. You keep doing things like this, you're never going to beat the stripper allegations. So, listen. So, Chris and Huda pulled Chelley and Ace down on the little ground or whatever so that they can do their little hot little, ending or whatever. And let me tell you something. Huda and Ace might as well just have sex. Okay, she was grinding on him. He was grabbing all on her behind. She turned around on him. They were still going. Chelley and Chris done stopped minutes ago, and they still going. So much so that when Chelley sat down, she was pissed. Everybody was like, "What was that? That was more than a challenge. Like, this is crazy." Chelley is like, she took it too far. She's supposed to be my friend, and she took it too far. And I'm like, listen, if everybody else saw it, the awkward silence in the room was loud. Even much so that Chelley had to say to Ace, we'll talk about it later. Like, I don't know what that's about. I was like, Ace, are you happy now? Because you've been wanting to get your hands on Huda for a long time. Isn't that part of the problem that you had with Jeremiah? Are you happy now that you finally got the grab on her behind and kiss all over that girl the way you've been wanting to for the longest? Clock it. Now, Pepe came out kissing Sierra upside down. Hot. Yeah. Y'all, don't sleep on Pepe. Don't sleep on Pepe. Andrina is so happy when Pepe grabbed her by the neck. He took his time with her, too. Y'all saw that? I saw that. Okay. Nick sucking on Alandria's toes, licking up her foot. You can't tell me that man don't want her bad. You can't tell me that man. It's lust. Okay. It's definitely lust. He want her bad. Alandria's heart wasn't racing. Her heart stopped. Okay. Forget racing. She was like, I said, yeah, yeah, cause like Nick is a nasty boy. Between drinking the milk, licking the toes, and doing all the things, that's a nasty boy. Now, Olandria came out. She was having so much fun. I'm just happy that she was having fun and she finally got to let loose. And of course, she had to go ahead and, pull Taylor down so she could bounce that thing on him real quick and make him remember what he was missing. And I forgot that Nick and Sierra did a 3-way kiss with Chelley. Ciao. Sierra said Chelley's a good kisser, and I think Ace should, get a chance to experience it. These people were doing a lot. I think Amaya got a 3-way kiss too. At this point, y'all not tired of kissing? Because this is a lot. Like, it's 20 people, and everybody just kissing everybody over and over and over again. Now, let me tell you something. I ain't no hater. Clark, body T. Body T. This was the most pretty I've seen her. Like, I really got to see her this time. And I ain't gonna lie, she a baddie. I ain't gonna lie, she's a baddie, okay? She did her thing or whatever. Taylor, I just hate the way he kissed. Every time he kisses, it makes me cringe. So I don't really know what he did or what he didn't do. But nonetheless, let's get into who raised each other's heart rates the most, okay? So Iris was Nick, Amaya was Pepe, Andrina was Pepe. Good for them. Okay, because that could be a potential couple. I could see it happening. All right. Jaden was Nick. Chelley's was Chris. How you feel about that, Ace? How you feel about that? Huda was Elon. Grayson was Nick. Sierra was Elon. I said, come on, Elon. I didn't even know you had it like that. Nick, how do you feel? Are you feeling away? Yeah. So, Olandria was Clark was Ace. Found that very interesting because remember, they were coupled up first. Remember? Okay, TJ was Grayson. Zach was Sierra. Brian was Sierra. Austin was Amaya. Oh, you want that old thing back now, Austin? Is that what you want? Chris is Chelley, of course. Pepe, Andrina. I said, come on, make it happen then. The conversation can start just like that. It's crazy how we raised each other's heart rate. And then y'all take it from there. I did the work for y'all. I did the hardest part for y'all. I started the conversation. Nick was Iris. Interesting. Elin was Sierra. Taylor, Olandria. And Ace, Huda. Ciao. It's about to go down. Okay? But the winner of the couples were Sierra and Nick. Now, so Huda is back at the house talking to Amaya and Andrina, and she's like, Chelley is so mad at me. Like, Chelley is pissed, and I don't want to be mad. It was just a challenge. Like, it was just a challenge. Everybody always tells me to do the challenge, but then when I do the challenge, I'm doing too much, and this, and the other, and like, it's just, I don't know what to do. I can't win. I'm like, Huda, you could have won. You did way too much, sis. It was nothing wrong with what you did because everybody did what they did. But like, y'all was still down there, still going. And then you even had to get up and do a reverse cowgirl on him. You did too much. Like, let's just be real. You just did too much, Huda. Just own it. But Huda don't like to own nothing, okay? She likes to play victim all the time, and that's part of her issue. Now, Chelley is talking to Iris, Olandria, and Sierra, and she's like, I got a question. And Iris was like, I already know. Sierra was like, nope, and you're not tripping. You're not tripping at all. Chelley feels like there's a certain amount of boundaries that she should have not crossed, especially because how she was behaving with Jeremiah. Okay. And then she's like, and then another thing, the whole thing with Chris, like, what's that about? She got with Chris under the guidelines, like, I'm doing it for you. And it's like, no, you're doing it for you. Like, stop with all this. I'm doing everything for my friends. And at the end of the day, it's really just being selfish. Okay. So Chelley is going on and on and on. So now Andrina comes back over to the girls and she starts spilling all the tea on what they were just talking about with Huda and Amaya. Right. So now Chelley is like, she don't have no respect. I mean, Chelley is pissed. I mean, I don't know if this showed me that that girl really like Ace like that, but this showed me that that girl really like Ace like that because she was all in her feelings. And she's starting to realize that Huda is out for herself and nobody else. And I said that Huda is a girl's girl until a man is involved, and all that ish goes out the window completely. But what I picked up on was Iris, okay? Because Iris was sitting there and she was doing a lot of and that's because Iris is sitting there listening to Chelley talk about how Huda went too far with her man, knowing that they were friends. And I said, doesn't that sound familiar? Doesn't that sound kind of like how Orlandria and Nick kissed knowing that Sierra and him had sex? That's what Iris was thinking. Iris was thinking, so what Huda did was too much in a challenge. But what Orlandria did wasn't too much outside of a challenge. Got it. Good. Now my question is Iris gonna say something come tomorrow? Is she gonna say something? Baby, we'll have to see. Huda is doing what Huda doing, crying as usual. And tomorrow we gonna have to pick up where we left off. Tonight was an episode, baby. But we gotta get some of these people out. Too many people in this house. Way too many people. I thought it was supposed to be a vote, but I guess not. But anyway, y'all, I really hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like the video, hit the subscribe button. Like, I need y'all to subscribe. Like, we trying to hit 13,000. Like, come on, hit the subscribe button for a girl. Okay, working hard for y'all. Late nights, night shift, doing it all for y'all, okay? But anyway, with all that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.